after demolition, they tore this building down, and the engineer that was involved tearing the garage down, he came into the shop and he said, "Hey, I'm just curious, how much is Coca-Cola paying you to advertise?" What that meant, he said, "You're not going to believe what we found." There it was. So, it's a good day. Some areas, the blackest areas, I'm scrubbing to get a little bit of the red back. If I scrub the areas that are cleaner, I'll scrub the paint right off and kind of see how much color is going to come out. The mortar from the brick wall that was part of the garage, a lot of it leaked on the back side of that wall and ran down this wall, or stuck to this wall. So that happened when this painting was new. So when the mortar's removed, you see the original red paint right underneath it, like there. So the color there isn't much different than when it was buried behind the wall. So just getting the mortar off first, and then with this little horsehair brush, you can see how much red comes out. Here'd be a good spot right here, behind these two little pieces. There's a lot of color hide behind here, and a lot of this dusty stuff is just oxidation from the old paint. These gray areas are where the mortar splashed on the red paint. So I just lightly scrape off some of that mortar and brush it, and you can see the color of the red comes through. Tedious process, but I think in the end it'll be worth it. Like I said, I'm not as high as I can reach, so it's going to be ladder time. Once it's brushed, I'll give it a rinse. The paint is so chalky. It's 100-year-old paint. Paint technology wasn't then what it is now. I'm sure that white paint is full of lead. You can see there was some other sign underneath it. They're seeing OT over there. And there's another sign for that. It's a big circle. It's a big yellowish green circle. And then there's paint, big letters here. And then below that, where the red is coming off, you can see the top of an M. The building that was here was an auto garage, originally, so I'm told. Built, I think 25 is what I was told. The trademark started in the early 20s, they added that. That was one way we dated it. Well, one way we dated it for sure was the building was built in 25, right? So it had to be before that. And in the early 20s, Coke started using drink as part of their logo. By 1941, the drink was gone. I forget what year the trademark came out of the tail of the first C and went below. But in the early 20s, that is where it was put, painted. Like when they were taking the brick wall down, the mortar from the brick wall that was there was stuck to this wall there at the top of the L and the tail on the second C. And as they pulled the mortar away, it exposed the red, so it stripped the white off completely. That's damage that was done in the removal of this building. So things like that, I'll have her do some. You can see the mortar coming off there. Some areas the wooden handle isn't going to work, so I have to resort to something a little heavier. But it's going to be quite a long process, and winter's coming as always. But by no means are we going to repaint it to look like it did in 1922 or 23 or whenever it was put there. Part of its charm is the patina. But had a building not been put here, it would be long gone by now, I'm sure, if weathered away. So it saved it. Kind of ironic, I'm an antiques dealer, and this is one of the best finds I've ever had, and I owned it for 10 years and didn't even know it. Happened to be stuck on the side of my building. I thought about what am I going to paint when that building's gone, what kind of advertising am I going to do to stop traffic? I don't think I have to do a thing. So it was meant to be. It's been waiting for me for 100 years. In the future, I envision a lot of people stopping, because once the Sheetz is here, this is going to be right in their parking lot. Be a lot of photos taken in front of this, I'm sure, travelers. It's a good thing for Ridgway. I'd like to get it all done before winter, because this paint is delicate. It's now been exposed after being buried for 100 years, and it's very chalky, so weather will degrade this very quickly. So the idea is to get it clean, get it touched up in the areas where there's some damage, and then get it sealed so that it's preserved. And look forward to people stopping and getting pictures and asking questions. May even have some postcards made of the building. Never know. Gotta get a ladder. I'll never be able to get up to the top. Yeah, if this little video of yours gets out, I'd certainly welcome a few volunteers. You know where to find me.
I'd like to buy the world a home, furnish it with love, grow apple trees, honey bees, and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony.